Austin Hedges, it's great to actually see you. I don't think I've seen you since, gosh, like the first week of spring training in Peoria when we weren't even having this discussion about COVID-19. How much has your world changed since, team officials, Major League Baseball said, you know what, pack up, go home. We'll let you know when the baseball season is going to resume.
I mean, it's basically like the first couple weeks of the off season on repeat, where like I don't really leave the house, I don't really do much, and it's weird because it's all of those kind of it's that activity level, but with the mindset of trying to like get a little bit better and train every day as best as I can to stay in shape. So if they make that call and they're like, "Hey, we're starting in a month," or whatever that is, that I can turn it on and get ready to go.
Now you are the Padres. You're the Padres players team rep.
Yeah.
How are you staying in contact? I mean, we've seen like different proposals, whether it's written by Jeff Passan on the idea of having camps, having the teams housed in Arizona or Florida. Tom Verducci had an idea where it would be a 43-game season where people could play in their ballparks and then expanded playoffs. I mean, how are you staying on top of these different ideas, and how much input are the players are they allowed to give in this?
Yeah, we get updates. It seems like almost every day, some sort of newsletter or something from the Players Association, where they're just kind of keeping us up to date on what talks they're having with the league and talks they're having, or things they're hearing from a government standpoint. Where, I mean, that's basically that's probably the biggest fight, is just trying to do things that, I mean, I know Trump tweeted out something yesterday, I think, talking about like, we need to bring sports back, we need to bring baseball back. So,
right.
It seems like they're trying to make efforts to make this happen in some sort of way. We're definitely in discussions about, does that mean how many games? Are we in Arizona, Florida? What does that mean? And are we quarantined? Are we playing no fans? Are families even allowed? There's a ton of questions that are still being asked that honestly are probably, they're not really questions that can be answered until there's kind of a really black and white, plain and simple, this is what we're going to do. Do you agree or do you disagree? And I think that's where it'll be up to at least some people involved with the union making some sort of decision to give the thumbs up that we agree. Like, we've already made some sort of agreement a few weeks ago where we came to some deal with the league about that. A lot of it had to do with service time, which was kind of a big deal for us to make sure we're not missing a whole year or even parts of a year of service time, because that's huge for how our business goes. And time served is a big deal, if not the biggest deal. So we've definitely made strides, but at the same time, most of these discussions are still hypotheticals. There's still questions that don't have real answers, but they lead for good discussions though, and just kind of weighing all the options. But from my standpoint, I'm just ready to play. I'm ready to get out there. But at the same time, it's got to fit. It's got to be the right way. Like, we got to be getting paid enough. Ideally we're not doing it without our families for 5 months, ideally not only 40 games, so there's still really a lot up in the air.
The one consensus there seems to be is that if sports does resume, there's a good it's not going to be in front of fans, at least not this season, and you can't really do it safely until there's a cure, until there's widespread testing. But if the powers that be said, listen, we have a plan, we're going to have a 100-game season, but you, Austin Hedges, you are sequestered La Quinta Inn in Peoria for 100 days. No family. And I think the idea that Dr. Fauci put out when he did an interview or a podcast today was under quarantine, ballpark, the games only, back to the hotel, you're under surveillance. Do you sign up for it to get your season underway?
I don't know. I think that's as honest as I can be, is I really don't know, just because, it sounds great if we were all single guys without families and we just played baseball and that's all we did. Yeah, I mean, we'd probably be doing that by now, but the reality is baseball is still, what we do. It's not who we are. So it's not like we're just going to drop everything just to make sure we play this or that. When you have wives and kids, and there's guys with pregnant wives, and that there's so many different variables from the family standpoint that I think it'd be really difficult for enough players to sign up for a long period of time knowing they won't see their families. I'm not sure if enough guys will sign up for that. I don't even know if I would.
Hmm. Have
I
you had that
really don't know.
conversation? Have you
I
had
mean,
that
yeah,
conversation with your wife? You're a newlywed, pretty much.
yeah. I mean, Maggie and I have talked about it, but the way we see it, I think the only way we would probably sign up for that would be like if it's like, okay, we're going to play for 5 months and say we're waiting for in the next 6 to 8 weeks, we might have this testing that we can get for families that
Right.
can show that they're good and whether they have the antibody or they have, or they're just immune or whatever it is, whatever the test shows that they can be with us at a certain point of this abbreviated season, then I think we would feel comfortable signing up for that. Where if they told us, you're going to be away from your family for a month and a half, 2 months of that stretch, I think we can do that. But if it's like, hey, 4, 5, 6 months, whatever that is, 100% you're not seeing anybody and that's done. That doesn't sound as good, obviously. And I think we can do better than that. I think I don't think that's the only way to make this happen where we're just quarantined. I think there at a certain point, hopefully in the near future, there's enough testing where we could at least be quarantined with our families. Because if that's the case, yeah, sign me up. We'll go to the La Quinta, we'll play baseball, and we'll play in front of no fans, and we'll play in Peoria. It doesn't matter. We'll go play baseball. I mean, I think it would just be great for the world to be able to watch baseball games and watch dozens of baseball games. Shoot, you got 15 games to watch every single day when you're quarantined at home.
Right.
I think it'd be super good for the sport. People would be watching Padres games. People would be watching any game that they might not normally watch just because. Well, I mean, how many more times are you going to watch reruns of Seinfeld or The Office? Like, you're gonna get sick of it. You want to watch some baseball. So that seems like that feels right to me. Where some sort of way to quarantine the ball players with their families.
Okay.
I think if we can figure out a way to do that, I think there's a lot of guys that would sign up for that.
Okay. How do you think? Now, this is a little bit of a new idea that Dr. Fauci had put out there during the interview today. But how are baseball players going to react if they're told they're put under surveillance? I mean,
That's not a big deal. I don't think that's a big deal if they're paying us. Like if we're getting 40% pay cut, and we're surveillance and we're playing every day in 120 degrees in Arizona, like that's gonna be one thing. Like it's not gonna be fun. Like it's not gonna be fun playing baseball anytime I've gone to go rehab in Arizona or when I was playing rookie ball, like it's not great. It's what it sounds like. It's playing in a sauna. So
okay.
We're not really going to sign up for that if they're not paying us. So like I said, if we can get our families there and they can at least pay us what we feel comfortable, we're making what was supposed to be guaranteed money.
Right.
That's no longer. If we can get a good chunk of that instead of losing 40% and going through this crazy grind, I'm not sure that that's worth it. But there is a financial aspect that is very important that I don't think the surveillance will be a big deal. We'll go play games and we'll go back to the hotel. Ideally, we'd have, it's a lot of time to hang out with the guys, play a lot of cards, play a lot of video games. I don't know, do something, but it could be worse.
I mean, you're going to see Will Myers every single day. More quality time with Will Myers.
I might have to find a way to get away from him somehow. I got to make some new friends.
How much are you staying in touch with your teammates during this time? How are you guys? I mean, who have you talked to the most, or FaceTime?
I try and stay in contact with everybody. Especially being the player rep too, like trying to keep guys informed on anything I'm hearing. We've had guys that have done a really good job of keeping guys informed too. Some young guys like Cal Quantrill has really stepped up actually as kind of guy helping me out with the players union stuff and keeping guys informed. But we've got text threads. We do FaceTimes and whatnot. Will and I play Fortnite together, and we're on the mic almost every day. So we're out.
It's dangerous.
Playing. It can be. It can be. We just try and stay away from the streaming. But otherwise, we play a lot, and I'm still in contact with all the pitchers. I talk to Haas and Tommy and Manny almost at least a few times a week. So just staying up to date with what everybody's doing, just to make sure everybody's not going crazy.
Yeah, no kidding. What are you hearing from team officials or from management as far as, hey, you know what? And maybe it's too soon to even have that discussion. Like, if we're going to start, you're going to be ready like in 3 weeks worth of time. Like, what are you hearing as far as if it's able to happen?
Yeah, that's kind of the windows right there. I think it's right around a month.
Okay.
I was talking to some people who were talking about the year of the strike. There was some sort of different spring training. I think it was right around a month, maybe even a little less. It's basically for the pitchers. So ideally, pitchers are figuring out a way to play catch right now in their backyards or whatever they're doing to keep their arm in shape. But I think from a position player standpoint, it's going to take less time to be game ready and ready for a season than it is for pitchers, because you got those starters that need to be built up to 4 or 5 innings before you actually play in real games. So whatever that looks like, I think it still probably looks like close to a month to make sure they're ready.
Okay, let's get to the really important question then. I mean, you have this beautiful head of hair. When's the last time you got a haircut, and what's your plan since you can't go anywhere right now to get it done?
I haven't had a real haircut since probably 2 weeks before spring training, so we're going on 2 months, a little over 2 months.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty long.
Yeah.
It's mostly long in the back. I usually clean it up, but I'm just going. I might as well just go for I'd love to have like a Kit Harington set of hair, like
yes,
maybe without, not as curly, but some nice flow. I don't know. I think my wife likes McDreamy or McSteamy.
What's that?
From Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, okay. Oh, is he the blonde, kind of curly? Okay.
He's brunette. He's
oh, wait. Patrick Dempsey. Patrick Dempsey's character. Okay, got it.
Patrick Dempsey. If I could look half as good as Patrick Dempsey looks in Grey's Anatomy, then I did good.
If it came down, you're like, listen, enough is enough. I cannot take all of this. Would you trust Maggie enough?
No.
Absolutely
not. We won't. I've tried to grow my hair out 4 or 5 times in the past probably 10 years, and I always get to right around this point, right around like 3-ish months.
Yeah.
And that awkward stage where you need just a little bit more for it to look good, or you can just cut it and make it look good.
Yeah.
And I've never gotten through it, and what a better time than to just grind through it. And nobody was seeing me until now, and you convinced me to go on here. Now people are going to see me, and I look like I don't even know what I look like, honestly. But I'm going to ride it out. Hopefully I've got some nice flow going on when baseball again.
Is Maggie sick of you yet? Like, listen, it's great to have you home, but time to go. Get out. Go.
We've done a pretty good job, actually. We do. I kind of try and get my workouts in, and we actually try and kind of stay away from each other for a good portion of the day, and then we just leave the evenings to. She usually cooks, and we eat dinner. We watch our shows and our movies, and we got a couple board games and stuff that we like to play. And we just got a new beer pong table, so we play some
beer pong.
Yep, it's pretty cool. Yeah, we just got a new table that it used to be just a normal one, and I went big and did like a custom beer pong table. I don't even know why. It was just a stupid thing, but we get out there and we play against each other. She beat me once. It was pretty. I wasn't thrilled, but we just try and we've been doing great. We have enough time where we do our own thing for most of the day, and then come together later in the evening.
Okay, you have been. That looks. Whatever you're drinking looks fantastic. What is it? It's a mule.
It's in our mule cup, but I tried the Bud Light seltzer.
What?
Bud Light seltzer, yeah. The like a White Claw. But Bud Light, it's delicious. It's delicious.
It's a Bud Light seltzer.
Yeah, I don't know if we have sponsors or something that aren't that, and I'm not supposed to say it, but it's pretty good. I try and mix it up. I'm actually using. It's funny. I'm using our wine decanter to prop my iPad up right now. So this is. So we got this.
Hey,
prop my wine up, or not prop my iPad up.
Yeah, I have one of those.
Talk to you, but try and mix it up.
That's great.
Testing out some good drinks. We've got some good wine here. I've been drinking some of Conor McGregor's whiskey. He's got it's called Proper 12. It's actually really, really good Irish whiskey.
Irish whiskey. I didn't realize he had his own whiskey. I'm learning new things.
He's got his own whiskey. I went to his fight. It was in the past off season.
Okay.
And the arena in Vegas it was basically the only whiskey they were selling was the Proper 12, and I was impressed. So I've been kind of sticking with it.
Are you a good cook? Did you cook a lot before? Are you cooking more now?
Don't cook, I don't clean. Those are my 2 rules. Maggie does it all. Don't cook, I don't clean. I'll hire someone to clean, and I'll hire someone to bring me Postmates. But otherwise, she does the cooking. She does a great job, and that's kind of our agreement. But she's such a good cook. She made. We've been testing with a lot of the new like plant-based stuff. We had like tacos that were they're like cauliflower tortillas.
You're kidding.
Delicious. A lot of cauliflower based. Cauliflower gnocchi. Delicious.
Really?
And cauliflower rice. A lot of cauliflower bases for meals that we normally eat. Like we have, Taco Tuesday. Okay. And then we crush gnocchi. We love Italian. So we make it out of the cauliflower a little better. And then the cauliflower rice, we'll make like rice bowls, some veggies and stuff. Trying to do our best to stay healthy. So when we have our beverages, we don't feel as bad.
Yeah. Have you had any virtual happy hours with your teammates?
Not with our teammates, but we've been doing it with our families.
Yeah.
We had a big one on Easter. I feel like we just sat on our patio for like 5 hours and just drank some mimosas and caught up with everybody.
That's great. You have been so great with your movies, your series recommendations. This would be a great time, by the way, for like Game of Thrones season 8. What I would give to have that back right about now or start. What's the recommendation? What are you watching these days? How are you staying occupied?
Right now, I watched season 1 of Westworld, and I've been dying to watch 2 and 3, but Maggie hasn't, so I'm trying to get her to watch season 1 to catch up with that. But otherwise, we have one more episode of season 2 of Ozark, so we can get caught up.
Oh,
I was listening in. Was that yesterday? I had to turn you guys off.
Oh, is that when Darren mentioned there was a spoiler? We're going to be talking about it. He really didn't give it away. It is freaking. It's insane what happens.
I've heard great things. I love it. Love Jason Bateman. We watched that other show he was in, The Outsider. Really disappointed in that show. It was one of the best, maybe the best 4 episodes of television I've ever seen. I was so locked in. And then it got like kind of cheesy, kind of like it didn't blow me away. It set up for this big crazy thing. It didn't blow me away. But Jason Bateman was good for an episode or whatever he was in. What else are we watching? Oh, we used to be big TV people. We've decided to switch to movies, and we're doing all Best Pictures or nominated Best Pictures like over the past decade. So we watched The Revenant last night.
Okay,
that's Leo. We watched Parasite, which maybe top 5 favorite movie of all time. Absolutely loved it. I mean, it won Best Picture. And I was like, can't believe, it was the first foreign film to win Best Picture. We watched it. Absolutely amazing. It's funny. It's dark. Great plot twist. The acting's good. It was all of the above. 2 thumbs up. There's a movie called The Shape of Water.
That looks creepy. You like that movie?
It's so out there. A mute woman falls in love with a mermaid.
Yeah.
But it's like a realistic portrayal of it somehow, if that was the case.
Okay.
And it's super weird. And then by the end, I actually I'm like, I could see it. I think you could fall in love with a mermaid. I don't know. But that was too weird. But I think, what else did we really, really like that were Best Pictures? Parasite, I would swear by. Absolutely swear by. It's subtitles. It's like a poor Korean family kind of infiltrates their way into being like the help with this really, really rich Korean family. Takes place in Korea. And then just things go crazy. I'm telling you, I would absolutely, I'm dying to watch it again. One of the things we did, I've been making Maggie watch some of my favorite movies of all time. Mm-hmm. So one of those is V for Vendetta. Have you ever seen that?
If not.
V for Vendetta, outstanding movie. Hugo Weaving and Natalie Portman. So Natalie Portman has to shave her head.
Oh, I love her.
She's great movie. It's this guy. He's kind of he's basically like a terrorist that he's a good terrorist. He does bad things, but for a good cause, and you kind of root for him. Mm-hmm. He's gonna try and blow up Parliament, and things are crazy. And he wears wears the mask that's the anonymous mask. Outstanding movie. We watched another one of my favorites, Shawshank Redemption. Have you seen that?
Okay, I have. I see it all the time. That's the movie. I feel like it's always on cable, and even though I own it, I watch it. It's I think it's the best movie of all time. It's top.
It might be. It might
Right.
be. Honestly, it's watching it. I've probably seen it a dozen times, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen it in a few years. And catching on to a couple of the things, like, right when Andy Dufresne gets his little rock pick, and
Yeah.
then he's chipping away, and the big chunk comes out, and you're
Right through his
wondering,
pants. Yeah. Just
yeah, and then he's got the poster covering, and wondering why he has the poster. I don't know, brilliant movie.
San Juantaneo, man. That's where I want to go. First, when this all ends, where's the first place you're gonna go when you're allowed to go to an establishment, restaurant, go see a teammate? First place you're gonna go.
First place I'm gonna go is I'm gonna hit the golf course. I'm gonna go hit 18.
Yeah.
And hopefully break 100.
Uh-huh.
But then after that, I'm probably going to go to Juniper and Ivy in Little Italy and get the best dinner you can have in San Diego. My opinion. But that's probably our favorite restaurant. We go there, kind of tapas style, get a bunch of small bites and share everything, and split a bottle of wine. And I think it'll be nice to do that. And then I'd love to go see I'd love to go see either a sporting event or a concert.
Okay.
I'd love for it to be cleared for 50,000 people to get together, because I love those things. I love where one of our biggest hobbies in the off season is going to events, going to sporting events or concerts. And I love the energy of everybody around, listening to some music or watching a football game or something.
Have you rewatched any Padres games?
Actually, I was watching MLB Network today, and I was watching my mentor and ex-teammate AJ Ellis catching Clayton Kershaw in 2012 against the Padres.
Okay.
And I'm watching Chris Denorfia and Cameron Maben, Yonder Alonso. And I don't know if you remember this, but it was a random play in this game. It was Jackie Robinson Day, and there was this huge controversial triple play. Do you remember?
I don't.
There was someone it was 4-4, top 9, first and second, nobody out, and I forget who, but goes to bunt. The pitcher throws it like at the guy's chest, and I think it hits off like the knob of his bat and drops straight down.
Mm-hmm.
And the umpire throws up his hands like it's a foul ball, and AJ Ellis gets up, takes the ball, throws it to third. None of the runners are moving. Throws it to second, throws it to first. Triple play. Everyone freaks out. So the Padres went from first and second, nobody out, to now it's the bottom of the ninth. It was a crazy play. So that's what I was watching, one of those games today.
Oh man. Okay. Well, last question then. And thank you for your time. It's been outstanding. I guess this is a simple question. I'm not sure there's one answer. What do you miss most about baseball?
I mean, obviously, I miss being with the guys. I really miss being. I love the road trips. I love the plane flights. I love being in the clubhouse. Like, it's a special bond that you get over when you're with the same group of guys for essentially every single day for almost 200 days straight. Actually, over that if you include spring training. You're just with these guys for so long that you know everything that's going on about each other, and it's a really special thing. And when you can be that close with a group of guys and then go out and win ball games, there's something special about winning a big league baseball game with the people you're closest to in the world. So, we've got the squad to go out there and win a lot of games this year. So as much as everyone's hoping for us to win, we've got just as high of hopes, and we're dying for the same thing. So to go out there and be with the guys and win ball games together and, ultimately try and win a championship, that's what I'm just dying to go do.
Nice. Well, listen, I'm sure people are hoping that you get that chance again. We will have to catch up soon. This was a lot of fun. Maybe next time I can talk to Maggie, and okay. I can find out what she thinks about having you home every single day and not doing the cooking and not doing the cleaning. Let's catch up again.
She would love to. Yeah, she'll throw a couple daggers at me. That'll be fun.